If you're tired of chasing clients who don't value your design skills, this video is going to change that. Because your portfolio has the power to attract the right clients, the ones who appreciate your style, respect your process, and are actually ready to pay for your expertise. After 20 years as a designer and a decade running my own agency, I am going to show you exactly how to shape your portfolio so it doesn't just look good, but actually brings in more of the clients you want to work with. Whether you are just starting out or rebuilding after years of freelancing, what I'm going to walk you through will help you go from overlooked to overbooked. Let's get into it. Let's start with what's probably holding you back, because most designers don't realize their portfolio is actually repelling clients instead of attracting them. So, the biggest mistake that designers make is the logo grid. You know the one. A bunch of logos on a white background, maybe 12, maybe 20, all jammed together. The problem? They all start to look the same. Even if you spent 10 weeks on a concept next to a bunch of quick logos, it all looks like $5 logo work. Clients can't tell what's premium and what's rushed. They see a wall of logos and think, okay, it probably took 10 minutes per logo, so this designer must be cheap. Even the best logos in the world look cheap when there is no story, no brand, just a grid. I had it, you might still have it, and a ton of freelance designers, even some experienced ones, still have that same grid. So please get rid of the logo grid. Using generic, outdated mockups is the second mistake. If all your work is on the same top-down MacBook mockup or the same coffee cup everyone else uses, you're blending in. Your portfolio should feel custom and elevated. And with tools like AI and modern mockup generators, there's no excuse anymore. Stop downloading those same old free mockups someone made 15 years ago. The ones half of Behance is still using. A few custom mockups can completely transform the feel of your work. It can look premium, it can look affordable, it can look luxury, it can look fun. You get to choose how your work is perceived, and mockups play a huge role in that. Please start creating custom mockups. And if you don't know how, just Google it or check out my Mockup Magic with AI course. Link is in the description. Mistake number 3 is no story behind the work. If your project has no explanation, it might as well not be there. Design clients don't care about your hex codes or font pairings. They care about what the design did for the business. Without context, without explaining who the client was, what they needed, and how your design helped, you're just showing pictures. But a case study, that makes your work memorable. That builds trust. That gives potential clients something to connect to. The difference between a portfolio and a case study actually is that portfolio is just images and the case study is images with a story from start to finish. So if you're making any of these 3 mistakes, don't worry, you're not alone, and we are going to fix all of it in this video. Your design portfolio is more than a visual archive. It's your first impression, your marketing tool, and your silent salesperson. In many cases, it's the first thing potential clients see before they even speak to you. So if it doesn't instantly communicate credibility and clarity, you're leaving money on the table. Obvious, right? Think about how people shop. They skim, they scroll, they size you up in seconds. If your portfolio looks outdated, cluttered, or directionless, they move on. But if it looks polished and intentional, they lean in. What makes a great portfolio isn't quantity, it's alignment. So every project you include should connect to the type of work you want more of. Here's an example. Let's say a coffee shop owner lands on your website. Would they know within 10 seconds that you're someone who could help them rebrand, design better packaging, or work on their website? Or would they see a bunch of random logos and random descriptions that don't speak to them at all? If your portfolio isn't tailored to attract the types of clients you actually want to work with, you're not just missing opportunities, you're confusing your audience, and confused people don't buy. So don't just show what you've done, show the right things for the right people. And you don't need 20 projects to do this. You don't even need 10. If you have 3 great case studies that clearly show your process, and the end result, that's better than 15 random logos or half-finished concepts. So focus on quality, not quantity. So 4 to 6 strong, relevant case studies can take you much further than a bloated portfolio with no direction. The biggest shift happens when you stop designing your portfolio for everyone and start building it for one specific type of client. That doesn't mean you're excluding anyone, you're just intentional about who you want to work with. This is the foundation. If you're not clear on who you want to work with, your portfolio won't connect. It might look nice, but it won't give potential clients a reason to reach out. You need to know your audience like you're writing to one person. Are they startup founders, coaches, product-based business owners, nonprofits? Each one has different goals, preferences, and problems they're trying to solve with your designs. So once you're clear on your audience, you can tailor everything, the language you use, the types of projects you highlight, even the tone of your visuals. So for example, I worked with a designer who wanted to attract more women-led interior design businesses, but her portfolio featured bold, masculine tech branding. So we pulled only the most aligned projects, rewrote the copy and words like luxury, refined, and comfortable. And we changed all the mockups to better reflect a more high-end creative service businesses. Within a few weeks, she booked 2 new clients. No new work, just better positioning. So when your portfolio reflects who you want to work with, the right people start showing up. Your portfolio is not a digital store unit. It's not a place to dump every single logo, flyer, or passion project you've ever created. It's a carefully curated space that tells a story about your expertise and what you're available for. Every project you show sends a message. So what is yours saying? If you want to book full branding projects, don't show 15 disconnected logo-only designs. That's going to attract exactly that. One-off, low budget, logo work. Instead, highlight projects where you took a brand from start to finish. Even if you only have a few of them, go deep, show your thinking, walk them through your process, let them see the before and after. It's very powerful. Same thing if your dream clients care about things like strategy, positioning, storytelling, or transformation. That should be part of the work you share because that's what they're hiring for, not just to make things look nice, but to solve problems and elevate their business. Think of your portfolio like a guided experience. You don't want it to feel cluttered or confusing. You want it to feel clean, clear, and purposeful, like a brand experience in itself. So ask yourself, does this project reflect the kind of work I want to be hired for again? Does the description explain how I helped client, not just what I designed? Is my portfolio easy to navigate, mobile friendly, and client ready? And here's the part most designers forget. You don't need a lot of work to book great clients. You need the right work. 3 to 5 strong case studies, that's it. Written well, presented clearly, and strategically chosen can make you stand out way more than 10 random projects. And don't just show the work, explain the impact. I already said this, but a few clear sentences that describe what the client needed, what you created, and what changed as a result can take your portfolio from average to unforgettable. Curation isn't about showing everything you've done. It's about showing what you want to do next. Trust me, because I didn't listen when I was trying to grow my design business and I was stuck for years charging under $1,000 for full visual identity. And if you want help building a business that consistently brings in design clients without cold pitching, awkward DMs, or relying on the algorithm to finally show your posts to the right people, go watch my free workshop, From Crickets to Clients. The link is in the description. Inside, I walk you through the exact steps freelance designers are using to consistently get inquiries, book high-paying clients, and finally feel in control of their business again. You learn what actually moves the needle, from your offers to your positioning to the systems that quietly attract leads even when you're not posting. It's free, it's actionable, and it's the workshop I wish I had when I was stuck doing cheap projects and wondering where the next client would actually come from. So click on the link, Sign up for free, watch it after this video, and start turning your design business into a client-generating machine. The last piece is visibility. Your portfolio will not get you clients if no one sees it. So ask yourself, are you actually promoting it or just hoping that people will find it? Most designers put their website link in one place and then never talk about it again. But the designers who consistently get inquiries, they treat their portfolio like a living, breathing asset, something that needs to be shared, talked about, and used strategically. And where you promote, it depends on your target audience. Instagram might work well if you're targeting coaches, creatives, or online service providers. Pinterest could be a great fit for designers in lifestyle, home, or wedding industries. I personally use LinkedIn because that's where my ideal clients are. Every platform works, but not every platform works for you. The key is knowing where your audience hangs out and showing up there consistently. Here is where to start. Add a clear link to your Instagram bio. Post mini breakdowns of projects as carousels or reels. Turn case studies into blog posts or LinkedIn content. Link to your portfolio in every proposal, every email signature, pitch, or DM. And just as important, how you talk about your work really do matter. Don't just post a mock-up and say, new project launched. That tells your audience nothing. Instead, say this rebrand helped a local skincare line feel more premium and now they're being stocked in boutiques across the state. Even one sentence like that makes your work 10 times more relatable and result-driven. The goal isn't to be loud, it's to be clear, consistent, and confident. Remind people what you do, who you help, and why it works. When you start talking about your work like it matters, people pay attention. Your dream clients aren't just going to find you. You need to show up for them over and over again. If you want to start booking more aligned, well-paying design clients, watch From Crickets to Clients workshop below. It's completely free and will show you how to start getting consistent design clients even if you've been stuck for months. And if you want to deliver a better client experience from the very first step, grab my free client portal template too. It's the exact one we use inside my design agency. It's below in the description, and let me know in the comments which part of your portfolio you're going to update next. And if you want more content like this, subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'll see you in the next video.